What's up guys, Ghost here with the Gamers Weekly, back today, and I'm bringing you guys a weapon review for the P416 from Recon Wildlands. This is one of my favorite weapons that I've used so far. As a starting weapon, it's fantastic. It's one of the better if not the best starting assault rifle, and I just have loved my time with it. I'm not using it currently. I equipped it especially for this video. I used it up until I hit about level, I don't know, maybe level 8, and then I found the what was it? I think it was the AUG or AUG, and I just used that because it had a higher damage rate. But as you can tell, you look at it, it looks like an M4. Well, that's because it is an M4 variant. Nothing special about it. You can equip a ton of parts and a ton of paints on it, which I like variety. Talking about recoil, that's one of the biggest turnoffs for people. I know I wasn't really turned off by it, but recoil, here's the recoil of the weapon without compensating. Alright, here's the weapon recoil with compensating. And here's the weapon recoil burst firing with compensation. So as you guys could probably tell, it kicks quite a bit for an assault rifle. Now, me personally, I like a little kick with my assault rifle. Makes it feel like an AR. That's how usually ARs are in different games like the M4A1, M16. They usually all have kick to them, which I like that feature a good bit. Moving on to distinguishing features, it doesn't have that many distinguishing features. Like I said, it works like an assault rifle. There are a bunch of attachments for it. I like that. I definitely suggest adding a foregrip to it. If you do not have a foregrip, then you're kind of out of luck in the accuracy department. It is one of the more accurate assault rifles in the game though. It looks beautiful and I'd recommend it. Moving on to vehicle damage. A lot of people have commented saying, why do ARs not have a lot of vehicle damage? Well, that's because they need to be balanced, and to have a balanced AR, you need to limit the ammo and limit the damage to vehicles. So, I would not recommend trying to challenge any vehicle unless you're planning to sit there for a while. I know I tried doing this, and the way you destroy vehicles, the amount of ammo it takes is 5.5 or 5.5 mags. That is a lot of ammo to be wasting on a vehicle, and I say wasting, I mean if you want to dump a whole lot of ammo into a vehicle, use an LMG. An AR is supposed to be low mag, high impact, and high damage weapon. It's very good for up close. I definitely recommend using it in close quarters combat. It's good at burst firing. You see here I burst fired those Unidad, no problem. This last Unidad kind of gives me some trouble hiding behind it, but if you burst fire it, I definitely recommend doing that. For headshot multiplier for damage, the base, it uses and utilizes the base damage for headshot multipliers, which is just, I think it's like a times 2.3 damage or something like that. 2.03 extra damage by hitting the head. Basically an insta-kill. So, you see I go down here, I was kind of a noob, but this weapon, it's kind of an interesting weapon. I had sort of a love-hate relationship for it when I first started using it. I kept using it just to see if it would stand the test of time, which it has. I've used it since the open beta and the closed beta, and in those, this was basically one of my favorite weapons. It still is one of my favorite weapons. One thing that I don't like about it is the time it takes for you to upgrade the magazine. The magazine is not that close to where you start out in the game, which is actually the location for the weapon. The location for the P416 is you just spawn with it. It's the first weapon you have. It's the first weapon you see in the game, period, unless you're counting your friends' weapons, your squad mates' weapons. But you spawn in the game. The very first tutorial mission you go through, I'd say tutorial, but it's still a mission while you do the tutorial. Anyway, you spawn in with the weapon, and I think for a spawn-in weapon, it's very good. If you guys played Destiny, you remember the Kavastov, it was God tier, and it actually got brought back as one of the fan favorite weapons in an epic variant, but that's Destiny, or exotic variant, excuse me. But this is a very good weapon to use. You can definitely go to the end of the game and you'd still be using it. It's good for stealth missions. I know I found a bunch of situations where I was fighting a bunch of enemies. I picked off one. There was one that I didn't know was right there. I know some of you guys have had that situation where you pick off one and then his partner is like right next to the dude's head and you're like, oh my gosh, he's right there, what do I do? Well, if you do not hit those headshots, he will definitely be alerted. That's another thing I would stress. Use headshot damage to your advantage. This is a very accurate assault rifle with a low penetration. It will not go through walls without upgrading it or using VHC or vehicle damage. So I definitely recommend going for headshots. As for different types of combat, it's good for stealth, it's good for run and gun. I would highly recommend, if you're a run and gun type of player, getting the extended mag, just because you're going to need that extra ammo when you're mowing down people, and if you don't get it, then you're going to be finding yourself reloading and you're going to find yourself being dead in the water out in the middle of all those forces. So yeah, I definitely recommend using this weapon. I'm not sure if we're going to give final scores about the weapons in these videos. We'll just roll with whatever you guys think, but hopefully you guys have enjoyed the weapon review. A couple quick announcements. I will be playing Layers of Fear for the channel, so if you guys want to see that, definitely comment down below. And if you have any games in general, we'd love to hear your guys' input on what you want to see. These weapon reviews, I really enjoy doing them. This is the first one I've done on Ghost Recon. I haven't done a lot on the channel because the Battlefield 4 video I did on the M412 Rex kind of backfired. It was not that great of an editing job, and I apologize for that, but that was about, I think it was last year that I did that. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you have any other suggestions for games, I know a lot of people were tweeting me, direct messaging me saying, hey, we want this so-and-so game to be played on the channel, we want this. Just definitely comment down below. We're completely open to suggestions. Feel free to just say whatever you think about the game, and helpful feedback would be greatly appreciated. So definitely give us some feedback. We'll be happy to take that. Even if it's helpful criticism, not the trolly criticism or just beat down criticism, but helpful criticism would be good. We're kind of a newer channel. We started, I think, 2 years ago, but we're always open to suggestions, and your opinion would be greatly appreciated. So, without further ado, I've been your host, Ghost, and we'll see you guys, as always, on the flip side. Peace.